attempted smother by, was that Egan? Yes, it was. Out of bounds again. So Richmond defence working overtime, doing a good job. And the Carlton forwards certainly haven't had the best of days.
I thought Richmond looked a bit tired that went towards the end of the third quarter, Pete, but I think both sides are pretty tired at the moment.
I would imagine so, Lou. It's been a pretty tough game. That first quarter obviously took a lot out of both sides. He was grabbed but not in possession. That will be a free kick going to Carlton's Jimmy Buckley. Gets it back from his twin Kenny Sheldon. Torpedo punt kick. That's got plenty of distance. Into the goal square. That's a mark to Ditchburn. And Ross Ditchburn has kicked 3. Taking that one, running away with the ball. And in the goal square, could not miss. Should we say, should not miss. All clear, says the field umpire. The goal umpire indicates 2 flags. And Carlton score coming along by 6 points. Sevens big league scoreboard, 16-16, 112, 12-11, 83. Are they still in it, Lou?
Well, there's only 29 points the difference.
You say only, but we're at the 20-minute mark, remember?
Well, there's still about, I suppose, 11 or 12 minutes to go, and it's not beyond Carlton to do this, and because they're such a brilliant side, and remembering that Richmond have 2 players off the ground, Preston and Malthouse, plus the fact that Range is not too good down there on the forward line.
112-83. Scoreboard on 7. Umpire James to bounce the ball.
And we're at the 20.5-minute mark of this last quarter. Knocked out that time by Lee. It's a hefty knockout down there, but intercepted is Austin. The kick back towards centre field. Finally, we see Fitzpatrick having trouble getting the ball away from Strawn, who boots it out wide to Rioli. He'll be out there first. Can he pick it up on that centre wing position on the boundary line? He's grabbed, but the ball's still in play. Finally forced out of bounds by Marcoux. Well, Carlton haven't had many good players up to this stage of the match. Possibly Glasgow is easily their best player, closely followed by Hunter. Ball knocked out by Jones. Umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Mark Lee for interference by Jones. So Lee's got a chance to send Richmond deep into attack as they lead by 29 points. Great mark that time, but the ball is out of bounds on the full. And a penalty free kick to go down there to Dill. 21.5 minutes gone. Dill's out there at half-back. 15-metre penalty. Kicks the ball long out towards Mark Lee and Jones again. Lee goes the punch, not too successful. Strawn knocks it off. Picked up by Marcoux, a hand pass coming out to Hunter. Williams goes in, cops him on the head that time, and the umpire's found it. And Hunter to take the free kick out there on that half-forward line for Carlton. Driving the ball up over the half-forward line now. Nearly a mark. Yes, he's paying that mark to Dunn. Been a pretty solid play, but they've had plenty of good players today, Richmond. Their little men have been superb. And we couldn't say the same for the Carlton small brigade. Finally back there to Bartlett. Bartlett ran back into Ashman that time. It'll be holding the ball against him. I'm not too happy about it, but as you get older, you get a bit more crotchety, don't you?
Do you?
I think you do.
You do.
Okay, Aspin with the ball now. Back there towards Mark McClure and Big Dunn. Dunn couldn't hold the mark, but backing up well as Landy. Comes out of the pack very smart, then over there to Wood, and a great mark. He's been a fine player today.
Probably just about best on the ground. 22 possessions to Brian Wood. Lee can't take the grab. Glasgow has the ball. Free kick going Richmond's way. I presume he was grabbed when not in possession. And little Glasgow coming up to argue with Lee. And if I was Glasgow, I would back off. The guy's about a foot taller than you. It's a sensible thing to do. Short pass. Brian Wood again. Mark number 8 to the former skipper. He'll certainly be playing at another grand final. I wonder if it'll be the same result. Oh, good grab to Perovic. Very, very good mark. Cloak certainly hasn't had the influence on the game in the second half that he did in the first. Perovic from left half back. In front, Jones. Bartlett is there. Back it comes, past Austin. He has a chance to redeem himself. Got into the back of Roach, it seemed, from here. And Roach will take the free kick at right half forward flank. Egan at half forward. Richmond content to retain possession at this stage of the match. We're only seconds away from time on. That's a beautiful kick by Egan from the edge of the square. Perovic in front, was grabbed by Cloak when he didn't have the ball anyway. And Perovic decides to tell Cloak his feelings. A little bit late in the game for that. and it will be a free kick or mark, whatever you like, to Val Perovic in the goal square. He's gone for a short pass. Oh, Malin doesn't get the bounce. Over the top is Roach, and it would surely be a free kick to the red-headed Malin. He gives it to English. English is clear. Up the centre wing. Sheldon will give it to Hunter, who gets clear of his opposite number 9. That's Williams. Brings it back. Martello with the fist. McClure. Ashman on the boundary line, and it's over. We'll see a boundary throw in.
Out of bounds, and we're approaching the 25-minute mark of this last quarter. Richmond 16-16, 112 to Carlton 12-11, 83, and Malin off the ground and Clark on the ground. The ball knocked out that time by Dunn. Overrunning the ball was Egan, but had plenty of time to recover. That's a shocking kick, and it's off the side of the boot. It'll be a penalty free kick to Carlton. It's on there half forward on about 45 metres out from goal. McClure to take the free kick, but I think time has beaten Carlton.
I would reckon, Luke.
Waiting now for the ball to come back into play by McClure from that boundary line. There's the kick. Not a bad sort of a kick either, but it veers off at the last moment and through for 1 point. So it's still Richmond 16-16, 112, and they look certain to go into the grand final with Carlton 12 goals, 12-84.
So we await the kick in, which will be taken by Martello. Beautiful kick by Marty. At the back, Fitzpatrick. Oh, Rawlings, beautifully done. Kick number 20 for Barry Rawlings, the Richmond Rover, or Ruck Rover sometimes. Cloak, Welsh. 33 is McConville. He's named at half-forward flank. Short pass. Mark taken out there by Big Wow Jones, who doesn't like the attention from Michael Roach. Knocks his hand away, and at the same time the ball. And Roach giving him a few words of advice, probably saying, look at the scoreboard. Back towards centre field. Hunter was the flyer, can't take the mark. Buckley roving it well for Carlton. Buckley on towards Glascott, the Blues leading kick getter. Glascott a shot at goal from 35 metres out, and he's put it through. So the Blues not going down without a fight. That's his first goal of the afternoon. And in the time-on period now of the final quarter, it's 112 points to 90.
Well, it's only 22 points the difference, and there'd be about, let me see, I'd reckon 5 or 6 minutes to go. So the Blues still have a very slight chance. You never know, you're luck in a big city. We see Buckley get the ball over to little Glascott, no doubt Carlton's best player by a mile. Played a great game today. We're back to the centre now as we approach the 27-minute mark. And Carlton in front, trailing by 22 points. Knocked out by Big Jones. A chance for Glascott again. Oh, well taken away by Rioli. Over to Wiley. Now the Tigers swing back into attack. And a good mark taken here by Roach. It's his 8th mark for the match. He'd be about 50 metres out from goal. And Roach on his day could easily kick this goal from this distance. It shouldn't worry him. Usually a long kick. It's a good kick by Roach. Doesn't quite make the distance. Cloak in front, but Perovic goes the big punch that's forced through for 1 point. So that makes the difference 23 points now. 113 Richmond to Carlton, 90 points. And that clock ticking over as we approach the 28-minute mark. A short pass and a mark taken there by Austin in the back pocket. Umpires call play on here as the ball is kicked out now wide to that half-back line. Harms comes in and nearly a mark that time to Roach. English is grabbed by Rioli. Umpires said it could be a free kick. It is. Grabbed when he didn't have the ball, and English will take the free kick down there on that half-back line. A 15-metre penalty. But I would say for sure that the Tigers will be playing off in the 1982 grand final. English decides to run on. Full marks to Carlton. They're fighting this game out now after being in a hopeless position at half-time. Finally back to Marcoux. A hand pass comes out here now to Sheldon. A snap for goal, but he's off target. And it's through and out of bounds. So it's a penalty free kick down there to Big Martello for Richmond in the back pocket. Running on Martello down there in the back pocket. Kicks the ball back to half-back. Dunn in the front posse. Dunn coming in also. Jones, he goes the punch. Williams fumbles the ball on the boundary line. Still got it in play and kicks it back towards the wing position. Coming out to meet it is Dill. Dill quickly plays on. Boots the ball across to centre half forward. And that's a great mark to Strawn. And I'll tell you what, this fella's played a very good game indeed today. He's been a solid player. I've criticised him a few times for being a little bit slow, but you couldn't fault his game today. He's been a perfect defender. Two Carlton players spoiling each other. McConville comes over the top. A bad hand pass comes back to Rawlings. He's getting a million kicks today on the boundary line. And the umpire said it'll be a free kick to Rawlings. He was grabbed when he didn't have the ball. So we're over the 29.5-minute mark, so I would say it's goodbye for Carlton for this match at least. And Richmond will go into the grand final for sure. The kick, there's the siren to win the match. And the Tigers have made the 1982 grand final with a win over Carlton, 16-17, 113. The Carlton 13-12-90. Coming off the ground now, we see the Richmond player Cloakman, there's no doubt, kicked 5 goals, a match-winning move on the part of the Tigers, and they'd be very, very happy. Of course, coming off the ground is Carlton Sheldon there, looks a very tired and dejected player, and no wonder, because it wasn't one of Carlton's best performances. Their little men were completely shut out of the game, but the Tigers have a problem, but at least they've